What's good, fam? We back in this thing, man. I have missed y'all. It seems like I ain't talked to y'all in ages, fam. I know it's been a couple weeks, your boy. Yeah, we've been having stuff going on. If you're not caught up with the videos, you already know everything that's been going on. So I'm not even gonna bore you with all the information. But we back, baby. I know we got football been going on all day long. I know we want to watch. I'm gonna watch after this, but hey, I had to come holler at y'all because I missed y'all. And it's time to get busy again because I've been seeing a bunch of stuff, not just social media, but out on the road and talking to different people. Then I'll use my experiences, and it was like, man, one of the questions that I always get asked, and I've been asked this quite a few this past week as I get to places, and they see your boy pull over the van. I'm all hype. I'm hype. I stay hype, happy, all that stuff. But one of them questions, they'd be like, is it worth it? Like, do you see the reason? Like, is it worth getting a cargo van? Do you think I could get one? They'd be like, really, really wanting to know, is it worth it? And oh, of course, you know your boy. I'm always gonna say, yes, to me, it's worth it. But after watching comments and talking to different people, I can see how some people would be like, it ain't worth it. We're gonna tap into that a little bit because like we talk about, let's start with the let's go back. When we talk about this cargo van game, I understand that it's different reasons for people doing different things, whether it be money to take care of your family, you just want to start a business, be an entrepreneur, solopreneur, however you want to call it, self-employed, because you don't want to go to the 9 to 5. You like the freedom. Everybody has different reasons for why they start something. And they always say, do you think it's worth it? Now, granted, you're going to find people that'll be on your side that agree with you, but it's always going to be people that don't necessarily agree with you, if you know what I'm saying. We see it all the time, like, I couldn't drive for $1 a mile. Oh, it's not worth it if it's not going to pay $3. All the way until you've heard it. We've heard it all. We've heard it all. But then I don't even, because I'm one of those people. I'm not going to waste my time, my energy, my knowledge trying to convince you of something that's good. No matter what it is, it ain't even got to be a cargo van. It can be about anything. I'm not going to convince you. You can be college and you like, I want to do this degree. And it's like, yeah, that might be a good degree. You go ahead, you get the degree in basket weaving. I'm not finna say, I might mention something, but I'm not going to convince you to not do basket weaving, even though I know that if you want to go work a regular job, basket weaving must like, nah, if you want to be creative, I mean, you got to plan on top of that, go after it, because I believe that you got to be able to see your potential. But as we talk about the cargo van, let's reel it back in. I realized that the reason a lot of people don't like the transportation industry or complain, we know about the rates from COVID and we know what people know, all that. I've learned that a lot of people don't see the potential in this type of business, not because of the money, not because of whatever that freedom may be, not because of being your own boss, whatever it may be. I'm starting to realize that a lot of people don't see the potential. And I'm talking about cargo van and everything in life, because I realized that a lot of people are chasing things that do not align with who they are. And when it does not work out, they blame everything, everybody but themselves, because they were this is my opinion. Everything I say is my opinion. They were chasing things that did not align with not even just who they are, what they like to do, what they feel comfortable doing, what they want to just do for their life. I'm going to tap into that. But I see fam chiming in. Let me go say what's up to the fam, and I'm going to come back because I got to understand the potential that people see or don't see in themselves and their vision and their goals. I want us all to break that down tonight because I'm starting to realize that's what's a dampener for a lot of people. And I'm the kind of person, even though we can show you what we're doing, talk about it on live, show through videos, if it doesn't line up or you don't see it or you don't see, I'll explain that in a minute, because one of the one-on-ones, they made me think about something. I want to talk about that, the seeing the potential. But give me a few minutes. Let me highlight the fact. What's going on? Micah's back in the building. Glad to actually. Oh, I forgot. I got to get back in my groove. Everything is a groove. What's going on, fam? Rich is in the building. Yeah, fam, it's good to be back. Got the quicks in here. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Got Ro. What's going on, Ro? Oh, sure. Talking about I'm a guy with a van now. I got a Savannah to pull my trailer. No more hotels. I ain't mad at you, fam. Hey, I'm trying to be like you when I grew up. But hey, you see, we show love over here. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Hey. Oh man. Let's see. I'm playing catch up. Playing catch up. Donovan said, "Boss, did you start with a company, load boards, brokers, or a combination of several things?" Nah, fam, just hop straight into the game with me and the load board. I ran under my fam, got the load board going, and we just jumped right into it. He was already going. I already kind of knew some of the ropes from my back in my military days, contracts and dealing with different warehouses and driving the 18-wheeler in the military a few years. Like I kind of already knew, so I just kind of jumped right in. Jay Harv is in the building. I appreciate hey fam, it's funny you say that because as I've been answering questions, because boy, y'all was hitting them up this week. I'm playing catch up. I'm probably be catching up on them comments all week. We had a fan say when I did the van review, was talking about it's a wheelbase. It's a wheelbase is this, and this, and you measured the width. And I'm like, man, I know it was the wheel well, not the wheelbase. I apologize, I misspoke, but the way I do it and record videos over here, I give it to you straight. They ain't going, if something slip out or I word something wrong, I'm not going back and editing. That ain't me. Because if I do all that, me personally, I feel like y'all not getting the authentic, the transparent, the realness of me. So when I'm talking, if you hear me say something wrong or something happen in the background, you know how you talking, you get passionate, a little spit might fly. I'm not editing nothing out of no video. So yeah, it's always gonna be 100 with me, fam. You're gonna get it how I give it. Because we fam, I'm talking to you. And if you know how you is at family reunions, picnics, barbecues, or sitting on the couch having a couple drinks, how you see when you talk to fam, that's how you get me, because that's what we is over here, fam. So I got it. What's going on? Got Cole in the building, fam. Let's see. Liquid Gold. I like that name. Good looking out for that information. I got you, fam. I got you. Got Chris in the building. Hey, all is well. All is well. And hey, I'm gonna let you go with the Go Birds. I'm a little stung over here because doggone Cowboys. I swear, I'm not even going in there. I'll cry about it tonight. Yeah, Rich, you're right. It can be rough and rewarding. You know what? That's what we're gonna start with, because when I'm talking about, do you see the potential? So I'm an advocate of your purpose, your passions. I believe in all that. But the society we live in, for lack of better words, we know we need money to survive. And the way things that are set up, if you don't know how to formulate your purpose or your passion, I mainly say purpose, with the vision that God gave to you, because again, he gave it to you. And you don't, because for some reason, we don't, with so much, we talked about it before, scamming and all this kind of stuff, with so many things out in the world today, it's hard to put your trust into, I need to go to school to learn this, to nurture this skill set of my purpose, or I need to hire somebody that may be a consultant or a mentor or something to help me with this on the passion that I see and the vision I see in my mind. Because we all need some type of help. I know people say they get it out the mud, but you need some type of help. And then because of everything that's so clouded in the world today, I don't even think a lot of people even know what their purpose is in life. That leads me to the understanding, if you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know how to quantify your vision, you don't even know how to turn your skill set into financial to help take care of, support you and your family, then you won't see the potential. I'll use myself, for example. I'm mainly going to use myself tonight so that I can tell you from my point of view, my life, so I can explain it. When I say, do you see the potential? Let's start with the cargo van. Yes, I saw videos. I saw other things, whether it be talking to somebody, saying social media content, actually talking to people, because I've been talking to people all my life. Even before we started this, I'll see people and be like, kind of how they do me, like, hey, you like that box truck, or you like that? Or talking to my dad and his friends, y'all like driving them 18-wheelers? I remember my dad had a cookout, and I was talking to him and one of his homeboys. They bikers, they got the bikes. And but they also drive 18-wheelers, and just talking. One had the company, another one had a trash company that with the dump truck, and I'm just getting their information, like asking questions. And it started out for them years and years ago because they were supporting their family. And I guess, hey, we like driving. They open road. They got used to it. For me, I was looking at it from the potential purposes because I talked to the wife and I wanted to leave something for the family, but I wanted to see the potential. And again, back to that vision, because we all want to, I can't say we all, a vast majority of people want to leave stuff for those that are behind them. Y'all know my faith in the Bible, faith in God, of leaving something for those that are behind you. So I wanted to do that, but I had to see the potential because me walking, and I broke myself off because I walked on stage. I used to speak. I still do, but speak in different countries and, retired military, all kinds of stuff. All this not even finna go down my resume. But it made me realize that that's my gift. That's my purpose. Like, that's not something that when it's all said and done, yes, you can lead a land, you can lead this and that, but I can't leave that to my kids. So talked to God, prayed about stuff, and was like, he provided a vision for me for what I can see. And that part of it was the cargo van. It's more to this vision. You'll see it unfold as the time we go by because there's more to it. But then I saw the potential in this. I'm no different than somebody else that will say, watching videos, and they say, I need to feed my family. What's the quickest way I can do it? The cargo van has the least amount of overhead. I can get inside of that because I can't find a job that's going to pay me enough. And the numbers that they're showing on YouTube are amazing. But the problem with this is we don't break down the potential enough. And one of the one-on-ones today, fam basically said he saw where people talked about over the road and he saw where people talked about local. And he was like, but he never saw a lot of people talk about regional. And I've come to the conclusion, because I've done the research on that too, everybody's version of it is different. Some people will say state to state. That makes you go regional. Some people say 600 miles or less, you're regional. When you go 600 miles or more, you OTR. It's a whole bunch of different factors that people put on whether it's local, OTR, and regional. And so that's why when we do our talks and lives and all that, I tell you, like, one of my comparisons is from Houston to El Paso is 12 hours, but so is Houston to Atlanta, 12 hours. One is inside of Texas, one across multiple state lines. But I understood that. So when we talk about the circle, the triangle, that's me showing you the potential of what you possibly could do. Like when we talk about the circle, if you like draw an imaginary line across Memphis, that top part of that circle is where most of the money is. And that's, if you say shipping wise, most of the money is that we can see that without you having to go drive all around the world. But it's the potential is there. But as I talk and we make videos and we do all this and we show the numbers and we talk about the potential for the cargo van or anything transportation wise, I realized that after some of the one-on-ones, like the one today and the one we had like 2 weeks ago, one of those disservices that I'm doing, because I'm a foot stump person. I like to make sure we're on the same page because I want you to succeed. One of those disservices I feel like I'm doing is I haven't dived in deep enough to help you see if you see. I see it. Like, I see the greatness that y'all can do. I know what y'all are capable of. I know what you could do. We've done it different ways. Like y'all seen when we drove to LA. You seen when we drove all the way out to the bottom of Florida and Miami. Like, I see it. And I'm like, okay, this is for the people that when they be like, BG, you straight shot it. We showed you those videos because the people that can do it can do it. It's nothing wrong if you can't. But we always also showed the weeks where if you want to stay in one area. We showed the weeks where it was if you want to stay regional within that couple 100 miles and not go far. We showed the different potentials, whether you wanted to go far, stay close, what the money looks like. We've done all that. But I've never addressed the potential with you to see if, like, do you see the potential? You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense, like, it does me no good if I can see the greatness in you. It does no good if we talk and I can see what you're capable of. It does no good if we talk, whether it be one-on-ones, and I see your mindset and where it's ticking and you're taking notes and I can see the growth. I can even see the growth in the comments as we talk throughout the videos over the past few months and all that. I can see that in you, but I feel like a disservice because I haven't thought to say, do you see that in you? Do you see? It's one thing for me to see it, understand it, but do you see it? Like, for example, this past week, let's use this past week. I haven't got the rough numbers. I haven't broke down the rough numbers, but this past week, we just ran out Monday, went up to Oklahoma, left out of Oklahoma, brought a load back to Texas, left Texas, went to Mississippi, then went from Mississippi over to Georgia, then dead-headed down to Florida, got some from Florida to South Carolina over to Atlanta, and then we got the Friday pickup, Monday dropout in the van right now that's going from Atlanta to Justin, Texas. That's why I'm back at the house. But I did that because that's where I wanted my week to go like. I can see that you are able to do that. I know that you are able to do that. You've seen us do it on a regular basis. But as I talk to certain individuals, I can hear it in their voice and their mind that when they're talking, that they don't believe they can do that. So it goes back again to no matter what I say or anybody in the fam say, it's like, do you see the potential? And I think going back to what I said earlier, the reason I think a lot of people that don't see the potential is because, and this, I told you, we keep it real, we keep it transparent. I've seen people that just want to get in this game because of the money. And that's not going to work. And the reason I'm harping on this right now, and I'm going to go deeper, and it's going to hurt some feelings for some people to have to accept that accountability and that personal looking within themselves person to be like, no, I can't do a cargo van. No, I can't do a box truck. I can't even be in the transportation world. So as you know, me and my wife, she had that amazing daycare. She still does stuff with daycare. She still helps people out with daycare stuff. She does all this stuff. But even watching with her, it's not even just the ownership of a daycare. We're watching people with questions and about whether they should work there or what should they do with this. And it's like daycare is one of those and school teacher daycare, all that is one of those situations where to get involved in that, you have to like kids. You get what I'm saying? Like if you can't stand kids, there's no potential for growth in you in the daycare environment because you don't like kids. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's like saying I'm gonna be a chef or work in a restaurant and I hate cooking. You see what I'm saying? Like you can see the money. You hear it all the time, like the boom, especially after the pandemic, all the people that wanted to become nurses because they saw the money, the travel pay. It does no good potential-wise to become a nurse if you don't like taking care of people. Oh my goodness. So it's the same over here. You can't say I want to be in transportation, whether it's cargo van, box truck. I don't care if you're doing gig apps. It does no good to get in it because then you're just going to eventually start to hate it. Whereas one of the one-on-ones, fam has a job and also he basically has two jobs, but one of those jobs is Amazon and he does it like 3-4 times a week. And he looks forward to the Amazon. He's like, I got this other one now. I know that's the contract, but I love doing this. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't see the potential. Like I see the potential in what y'all are saying and what y'all are doing, but I can't lie. I have talked to people one-on-one and I had to straight up tell them, like, I don't think this is for you. Because you can see it. It's like I said before, like if you made LeBron James sit in a cubicle, he probably would have drove himself crazy because that wasn't what he was meant to be doing. I'm gonna come back to that because I see the fam chiming in, and I want to make sure we stay caught up because I will get behind. You know, your boy, I talk a lot. I know one of my flaws. The quicks, yeah, we appreciate the truth, fam. I know we do. You know, we talk all the time. Louis worked FedEx Ground corporate for 4 years. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what you're doing. If you don't, I come back to that. That's why I agree with you, Louis. One thing I'm noticing, if you're not signed up, most won't use you. If you don't bid low, they won't sign you up. Yep, agreed. I'm trying to catch up. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Let's see. FedEx Ground merged with FedEx Express into FedEx One in order to get rid of FedEx Express employees and put them into the contract model under FedEx Ground. They're building on what I was talking about. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the potential and they're breaking down what's going on. My cousin was a high school dropout and was making $90K back in 2017 as a local. So that goes into the money thing. So if you're making the money, but you don't like it, you eventually hate it, and we're gonna talk some more. Let me catch y'all up. Let me catch up. It can get discouraging on that hamster wheel, but when it's not for you, it's hard to swallow. Just hold on to the ones who will accept you. Dan Follow, what's up, fam? I'm not going there with you, Dion. Bear down. Y'all get on my nerves. Let me go back. Let me make sure I didn't miss nothing before I keep going. Let me see. So I feel like I missed something. Hold on. Make sure I didn't overlook nothing. Nope, nope, nope. I see nothing. Okay, so y'all, so fam, okay. One thing for sure, if you keep depending on companies that will make you bid for lows, you never see the potential. You must get your own DLT, MCN insurance once you start dealing with brokers. Greed. And brokers and shippers directly, you will see the potential. Of course. So I'm glad you said that because that's what we were going to. So what Pedro was just saying is exactly the correct what I was going to. So we just gonna transition there now. When we saying the potential. So for Pedro, what he's saying is once you get to a certain level and you're actually doing it, whether it be contracts, whatever it may be, so it's careers. When you get to your own, where you don't need to talk to individuals and you can go straight to the source, that's the potential that you can do. But again, I told you I'm gonna use myself. So for myself, if I was ever to come across that potential for a contract, I most likely would get it and find somebody else to work it because that's not my potential. My potential wasn't for me to stay runner. That's why if you see like with the low board, if I don't want to go nowhere, I don't want to go nowhere. If I want to go somewhere, I go somewhere. And that's because that's my potential and the things that me and my wife discussed, which y'all will find out way down the line. It's going to start coming out. A couple of the fam already know some of the stuff. But as it continues to come out down the line, you'll see what we're doing. We kind of gave you the part of the information about building for other people and all that, because we're looking at the potential for those that are behind us and setting them up in a situation that, so that as one of the fam said already, when his cousin dropped out of high school and made 90K, like when you're building something of that magnitude or the magnitude that we're talking about, it's so that those behind don't have to go look for something. It's not like, because I see the potential, my wife sees the potential in our kids, but we don't believe that it's somebody else's job to give it to them, if that makes sense. Because I see it, my wife sees it, like they partially see it because they're still young, but it's on them to bring it in fruition. But we have to see it. It's like a nurturing thing. It's like you think about a marriage, like me and my spouse saw the potential in each other for what we were going to build. When you got people, like I said, my wife in daycare and all that, you see people in school, the teachers over the years see your potential and help set you up for success. But all that doesn't mean anything if you, the person, don't see the potential in yourself to help set yourself up for success. And I think the reason we're having an issue now in the world is because now we have so much social media that shows us what we are, the illusion of success. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's why I can't wait till to get to the end of the year. I kind of alluded to it now, but when we throw up the numbers, it's a reason for everything. Y'all are seeing the raw number, like the gross number. Y'all aren't seeing the net revenue and all that because there's so much that goes into it that might not affect you. And I'll give you an example. So this week we ran like 2850 this week, and that was gross. After taking out the gas, it came to a roughly like over 2,500. It's like 2,530 or something like that net. But then some people would be like, oh, what about the wear and tear? Or what about you stay in hotels? And it's like, see, our situation is different. I don't use the money the same way as somebody else will. If I did say the hotels, it still would have netted around 2,200, because some days we didn't get in the hotel. We pulled some long nights, one of them nights. But anyway, but that's the potential I see, and I see for you. But at the same time, where people getting their potential mixed up and misconstrued is they're basing their potential off of other people's potential. Like what you see me doing is just an idea. It's more of a example. You like mirror it until you find your own groove. Once you find your groove, your potential won't look like mine. Like Pedro just said, when you find these type of people and you get it from the shipper directly, then you'll start seeing something different. That wouldn't work for me, but that'll work for you. But it's somebody else that's doing gig apps. Like for me, certain gig apps don't work, but for them, it works for them. You see what I'm saying? Like you can mirror something until you get going, and then you start developing your own thing. It's no different because y'all know I love sports. We'll be like, oh, Kobe Bryant plays like Michael Jordan. He mirrored certain aspects of the game until he got to where he wanted to be, and he went from got Air Jordan to now you got the Mamba. You see what I'm saying? Like you do. We all start off. We have a favorite something, like a favorite actress, a favorite singer, a favorite rapper, a favorite athlete, and you mirror that person until you unlock your own personal potential. Because I remember back in the day when Allen Iverson started crossing over, we all was out there trying to cross over until you found that one move, crossover between the leg behind the back, pull-up jumper. We use mirror stuff till you find your potential. So when I'm talking to y'all, I can see it in you. When we talk back and forth on lives, I see it in you. And this is just, I'm just giving examples of myself and what I'm doing, showing our journey so that you can mirror it and unlock your potential. But I don't think a lot of people unlock their potential because they're too busy trying to be somebody else's potential. And it does not working like that. And then when something fails, it's like, why did it fail? And it's like, because you might be trying to drive a cargo van when your potential might not be even in the transportation industry. You just saw the money. That's why I love one-on-ones, because I've talked to certain fans before. I know 3 of them off the top of my head. By the time we were done with the one-on-one, and one I've actually talked to twice. By the time we were done with the one-on-one, and I'll let that person, if they're even here tonight, chime in. But by the time we got done with the one-on-one, they didn't even want to be in transportation. We found out that individual actually liked vlogging. The only thing that attracted them to the transportation is the part of the video when it showed me traveling down the road, and they figured out I just want to travel and vlog my life. And then we started going down pathways of how to get that set up, get businesses and what to do and how to do it. And that person didn't even want transportation. They just liked the views that they saw as we were driving down the road. Different, totally different potential, but it will blindside you because when you see videos, because we watch stuff totally different from each other. That person's watching videos and clips, whether it be 18-wheelers, box trucks, airplanes, it don't matter. And we're looking at it as though like, man, that's a nice load right there. I know we crack jokes when y'all see the loads and be like, oh, that's a nice, cute little box. Or that's a nice pallet. Where we're looking at it like that, the other person that's watching is like, man, those are some nice mountains back there. Oh my goodness, I saw that Buc-ee's when I was driving by in Mississippi. Oh my goodness, there goes another plateau. Like they see stuff we see stuff with different lenses, but the problem with it is we're so busy looking at other people's trying to look through their lens that we don't see our potential, including in this cargo van game. Let me go over here because y'all don't want to I don't want to lose nobody because these comments is going fast. Let's see. Cole says, I'm realizing I got into videography more for the money than passion for anything. Feels good to know I can begin to build something in this business that I see real potential and purpose. That's what I'm saying, Cole. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we all have done it. We've done it. I've done it. You've done it. We all done it. So I totally get it because we see something, and that's why that's nothing wrong with life. You restart, reset, refocus as many times. Ooh, that's a bar. Restart, reset, refocus as many times as you need to get going. And if it has to start over, now again, granted, I know I'm not saying, no, don't get this wrong, because I hear people say this, and I don't want this to be misconstrued or taken the wrong way. That doesn't mean you just walk away from what you're doing, and now you can't take care of yourself or your family if you have one. And now you have to struggle to figure out bills. That's not what I'm saying doing. Whatever you're doing, you put time and energy also into that purpose and passion on the side until your purpose and passion takes over what you're currently doing. I don't want nobody homeless. I don't want nobody struggling. I'm just saying, like, you do want to like do both, because we had one fam already had things going successful. Like, they love their job. I say, you love it? They're like, oh yeah, I'm not giving it up for the world. I love this. And like, but I also want to buy a cargo van. Okay, what do you want to buy a cargo van for? Just to do something on the weekends. Okay, like gig work? No, I want to be on the road. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Like, you can probably find a contract that might do something Saturday, Sunday, but if you still got to go to work Monday through Friday, I don't see how that's going to work, especially when most of the stuff is dead on the weekends. So that wasn't going to work. We got to find something else that you want to do that you're passionate about, because weekend working just a cargo van and trying to pick up and go local or regional doesn't work unless you can consistently do it, and because you still got to pay bills and all that stuff. So yeah, most places don't have a Friday drop off Saturday. It happens. Friday drop off Sunday. It happens. Majority is Friday drop off Monday. Friday pickup drop off Monday. That's the majority. But if you work Monday through Friday, it won't work. By the time we got through talking, we've realized that wasn't going to work because it was nothing wrong with it. He just saw the money side of it. If McDonald's was paying $25 an hour, I'll be making those burgers with. Now that doesn't mean you can't work your way up to the $25 an hour. You just might have to start at the bottom. You know, you remember what's that movie? Coming to America started with the mopping and moved up to the fries. Who knows? Next time, you know, you might get the manager. You can get there. Everything is possible. Every owner operator's needs are unique. Yes, Pedro. That's so what Pedro is saying. I'm talking about. I'm glad y'all all are chiming in, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, everybody's needs are unique, but the ones of that's in, let's just be honest, there are people in the industry that they just it's a paycheck. I get it. But then there are a vast majority that are in the industry because not only do they see the potential in the industry, they see the potential in themselves and they love what they're doing. They provide a service, and it's different ways to provide services and acts of love, kindness, all that type of stuff. There's different ways to move in your purpose. And they love what they do. And you'd be like, man, you've been driving, you met them people, you've been driving 30-something years. Why are you still doing it? Because I love what I do. Some people like the open road. Some people don't care about driving. I know some people that hate driving 5 minutes around the corner to the store. That person don't need to be in the game. But yes, everybody's needs are unique. And the same goes with transportation versus everything else. Like I told you, the fam, they just saw the money and that wasn't going to meet their needs. Because your needs are more than just money. I hate that the world has turned into the point where money is your main need versus happiness or anything else. Because I told you before, like during my times of helping and volunteering at veterans hospitals and clinics, and I told you about loved ones I lost that's in hospice and all that, just talking to different people, working in the clinic throughout the military. I've never heard one person that was at the age where they got to look back at their life and say, man, I wish I had a nicer car. I wish I had a bigger house. I wish I had more money. They all say something about time or memories. It's something along that line. And so it made me think, I put all of it together, that their potential had nothing to do with the stuff that we're all out here chasing versus not only doing what makes you happy, because I know you have to make some type of money. But do you see the potential in yourself and what you're trying to do that will generate something for you in your life that you'll at least like? Don't get me wrong, everybody, this transportation game, you have your ups and downs, and it's like that with anything else. But I wouldn't be driving the van if I felt like I needed to be opening a barbecue restaurant or something. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this might throw y'all off. I'll give you one example for the potential. Don't get me wrong, I love driving the van. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me eat one way or the other. I love that it's building something. If the kids want it, they want it. But the biggest potential that I see in this whole thing is I get to talk to y'all. Them videos and all that's me getting to talk to y'all. Talking in comments, doing these lives. This is the biggest part of the potential. Like, and that's when we talk about supporting spouses and people that your support system. My wife knows who I am. She's seen me talk. She's seen me mentor people. She's watched it. She's been there around. She's asked questions about stuff I can help with. It was daycare stuff or families. She's seen this. She knows who I am. So she saw that, hey, we need to put you on videos on YouTube, because she saw the potential in me to be able to talk to you, and we can talk to each other and share knowledge with each other. Because I told you before, it's even written in that book. I appreciate y'all that already bought it, but it's even written in that book. Like, the cemetery is already full of amazing ideas, thoughts, just unwritten books and unwritten movies and just potential that's just in the grave because somebody didn't capitalize on it. She saw that in me, and I get the most out of it. Don't get me wrong. Driving the van, the money's cool, sitting over there getting put up, however you want to put it. But the biggest part of the potential is getting to talk to y'all, because it's a part of me and my purpose and who I am to help others. But let me catch up on these comments, because boy, y'all is in here going at it. Let's see, where am I? Okay, there we go. There's a 3-day broker summit in Orlando next month. I'm thinking I'm going. I need those relationships. Now, hey, I'm gonna have to look into that, J-Hawk. J-Hawk, we still ain't got to talk, man. I need your email. I forgot about that. My fam, I need your email. How do you think the new 100K visa will help or hurt the transportation game? J-Hawk, that is smart. So I haven't really put too much thought into it yet. I'm one of those people, I have to sit with something and let it stew. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know if somebody already else in the fam, but I gotta see, because we know all the laws that changed with trucking and coming on. They've been having to get stopped or DOT and read certain things and perform. Like, I've gotten that. We know about the the horrendous accidents that have happened. So I know, but I have not looked into that. I saw it. I didn't read. I didn't go down my rabbit hole yet. One, I've been driving, and but I'm definitely gonna look into that, Rich. I love it. Hey fam, do what works until you find what works best for you. That's all I'm getting. Y'all, I knew y'all would get it. I just, we just still got to talking about. Is the trucking field getting oversaturated by offshoring? I have seen this Filipino truck on YouTube. Back home, they will make $10 a day. So I won't necessarily say if it's oversaturated, or based off of just offshoring. I don't want to say it's oversaturated one way or the other. I just think, like we've already said, the needs of people make it feel a certain way. Because, for example, we talked about CPM and all that stuff, COL, and the needs of, as Pedro said, the needs of everybody in the transportation is so much different that what I might need might be higher or lower than what you might need. And if I see you taking loads that, I'd be like, hey, I wouldn't take that because it costs this much and that don't make sense. But that's not according to your needs. So when you see people moving freight, brokers trying to figure stuff out, we talked about brokers, they're bidding on stuff the same way we are. And some of them are new and they take stuff at the wrong rate. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So it can seem like it's oversaturated because you hear the people complaining about the loads, because that's how life is. You hear the people complaining. People that are doing good normally don't have much to say. So you only hear the people complaining about something being bad. So it makes you assume that it's oversaturated because somebody's moving that freight at a cheaper rate. And it's like, no, that works for that person. Some people have been looking at me and be like, BG, I wouldn't drive half the place you're going for $1. It need to be $1.50, $1.75 every time. Well, I know my numbers. That's why you don't see me go too much out to the West Coast, because my numbers don't work out there. Not for me. Like, it barely works. I can make it work, but to get out there and run around. But for a constant basis running, it don't work for me long term. So I can be looked at like I wouldn't. People out in the West probably looking like, BG, I'm watching your videos, but there's no way I'm running for $1.05 because they might be out West. So different needs. So it could seem oversaturated because people are doing stuff that you or the other people online are complaining about, and you're like, they're just ruining it. Nah, it just, that works for them. I don't judge nobody. Let's see. Let's keep going. Just True made it in the building. What's going on, fam? You ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing. You right on time like you always do. Pick up Friday, drop off Saturday is popping up a lot more in Atlanta. Yes, it is. And man, Just True, I saw your message after I was leaving because I was sitting there running around. I wish I would have saw it earlier. I would have pulled up on you. What's going on? Jamar is in the building. What you talking about? That's the wife, everybody. I love that people are really taking their personal village seriously. Are you able to help them in that way? It's not just cargo van, it's personal as well. Yes, that's what I basically see. I told you she know me better than I know myself. I told you I'm a footstep a lot more. But I just was seeing in comments and then just the questions, I started realizing that I don't want y'all to just think, oh, BG out here running around making money, make it look easy. It's factors in my life that made it look this way. And part of that was the personal development. As well, I got personal development, professional development, business. I'm a development person. That's all my background. Them degrees, and I ain't even got half of them up. Them awards I won through the military. Like in the military, they called it the whole airman concept, where you had to, like, basically a whole individual, a whole person be good at your job, be good at your family, be good at developing other things, whether it be academics or volunteering and helping others. It's like a whole well-rounded thing. And so I've been in development my whole life, and it was like I started noticing people. And I'm gonna tell you now what triggered it. One of my things I used to teach was Green Dot, and it was basically about suicide awareness. The course I used to teach was suicide awareness. What was the other one? Abuse victims, like stuff like that, like domestic assault and all that, the know and understand the warning signs of different types of things, like to understand when somebody might be in an abusive relationship, whether it be financially, physically, mentally, like different things like that, whether it be somebody with suicidal ideations and all that. And I was teaching these classes all over Europe, going different places. And one of the classes, it was the fire department, and the chief was in the class, and I was teaching, and the chief had just recently God, we've been teaching this a couple years, and it was the second year in a row I was in there teaching as chief. And he had just lost a nephew to suicide. And he was asking his relatives, like, as they were explaining everything to him and what had happened, he was like, hold on. Like, y'all didn't catch it when he said this or when he did this, like, suicidal stuff, like sell all your stuff, or all of a sudden your emotions change. Just a whole bunch of stuff that you would have to go. I'm not going to break down the whole course to you. But he was asking these questions. And they was like, his family member was like, why would we know that? Like, how did you know about that? Why are you asking these questions? And he was like, well, we got this green dot coordinator, and he teaches this in the military, and they teach us this and this and this. And he was like, one of the things when he was referring to me, one of the things I said, and when I was teaching them, he referred it to them. And they was like, well, why would we know that? Like, we don't get taught those things. That's something that you were taught, so we wouldn't even notice it. And when the chief told me that, one of my new missions is when I start talking to people is I started paying attention to stuff and dropping little stuff when knowledge or something or information, depending on what it is, when I met them or talked to them. And again, that's for my wife, because I remember when Italy, just riding around, going into a sushi place one time. It was like, Sergeant Graham, and me and my family looking around, appreciate you for teaching us that granddad. And my wife was like, what was that about? And I just explained what it was. But those were the things that started leading to me, like, I need to help others. I see what you're doing, God. I see. I'm not running from it. I promise you, I'm not. I just didn't know what it was. But I wouldn't have known that if that chief wouldn't have said what he said to me. And then it started happening again and again. And I'm like, okay, I don't need no more signs. I got you, God. This is what we got to do to help people. And so it makes me back to what we're saying. Do you see the potential? Not just in cargo van. I know we talk about cargo van stuff, but it has to be about everything. Because I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna get this, gonna tie it all the way in for you. True story. My wife was going through pregnancy and I had to stop running, but then I developed the dispatcher potential doing lease ons to my company. See, that's different stuff. I like how I'm gonna tie all of this what y'all are saying, because I see it popping up. Just True said yes, rates have dropped drastically. Stick with me. I'm gonna tie all this in to what I was just about to say. I've been waiting all week for you to respond to making a video on how to book loads live. It would be good to hear back and forth while you are trying to book load. I need help. All right, fam. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I have to literally be sitting still, like the start of it. Like I need to be like on my couch or in the hotel room, because you really couldn't see it while I'm driving. Because remember, I told you I had my phone mounted and it just kind of, the button says refresh, and you just tap it like it's by the radio, and you just tap it and it refreshes, and I could talk to my phone. So I would hear them, but you wouldn't, because if I was recording it, I have my headset on because I'm driving. So I would have to make that video while I'm starting. Like I would have to be sitting at the hotel or sitting in the van because I haven't found none yet. I'll figure something out. When I figure it out, I got you, fam. I figured out I got you. We are ready for all the potential. I know y'all is. I'm going to watch your last 5 videos and come in my email and all of them. This is a great episode tonight. Once again, thank you. No problem, JR. Put that email. I got to talk to you, my boy. I got to talk to you. There's a RXO conference in KC at the end of the month and a T-Force contract meeting in St. Louis on the 23rd. FYI, potential for new avenues. I'm taking a mental note. Good to know. I finally got selected. I now see what Fox and Brumpy is saying. It's expensive and a commitment. I'm also saying the bread is in partialing with self-book loads. Carriers too strict. I agree with that. And I'll have to break that down in a minute too. Yes, they won't dedicate it for partial rates. Okay. Those last 2 comments, I wish I can put them up at the same time. I'll let you read them and then I'll go to them. So that started happening at the end of last year. It was already going on, but they started pushing it more. And one of those things that they do is the bigger companies, I mentioned this before, like the JB Hunts and all that, they buy up all the freight. And then when they tell us don't double broker, they actually end up double brokering it because they give it to somebody else. Don't worry. I'm still finna tie this all in to what I was just about to tell y'all about the money, about the double brokering and all that stuff. And then they want you to run it because it's just like they'll try to put you like, oh, it's just a pallet or it's just 2 pallets. It doesn't matter how many pallets it is, how much the weight is. the mile is still a mileage. My van doesn't look and be like, okay, BG, we're going 500 miles. I know that normally take a tank and half of gas, but since you only put one pallet back there, I'm gonna make it go a little farther. Or they'd be like, oh, BG, you're going 200 miles, but man, you loaded me with 3 pallets. I'm gonna make you use 3 tanks of gas. That's not how it works. I don't know why they don't understand this. Because again, it's back to the money. And like we just said, the money. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. When I was telling you about the JB Hunt and all that, because it's 2 methods now, because they can still put it on there, but the other method is train. They're starting to realize that they can get stuff across country and wherever by train for a lot less than what it would cost to put on a big rig or a box truck. And you know us, we're just the little guys. We it's like we get the leftovers, but we get the expedited stuff. The most of the loads that you see that I'm pulling, I'm normally yanking them off of like a box truck, not yanking them, but I'm seeing them and I'm negotiating like, hey, what's the measurements? I can put that in here. I'll make this happen. I can get it there tomorrow. I can pick it up right now. We don't have to wait. And I make negotiation tactics and all that stuff. And so by understanding that, because you got to look at it from the logistics side of things. I know we talk money, but at the same time, yes, we want to get paid more money. It's a hard thing to balance, because yes, we want them to give us more money, but if they give us more money, then that's gonna justify in their minds to raise prices on stuff, and it starts a ripple effect. You get where I'm going with this? Because the big people at the top, they don't care about potential, they care about money. And it trickled down to us, and over the past few, I don't know how many years, we don't think about potential either. We look at money, and I'm not mad at it, because I know everybody wants successful lives. They want more out of life. I get all of that. But again, back to those people on the deathbed, I've never seen one say, man, I'm so glad that I was able to work this job for this long. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear those type of things. You hear people, they did what they love. They doing what they love. Like, I'm not saying that, I don't want nobody to construe it. I'm not saying that you don't go after money. I'm not saying that you don't want the most for your life, the best things in life. Again, you heard what I said, things. I'm big on memories. Like, you ask my wife, I will spend all types of money to create memories. I used to be the one, I've done it in my life, that I had to be the one that had this car with these rims, this. I've done that, but that did nothing for my potential, because at the end of the day, after I got it, it just made me move on to the next thing that I wanted, versus the potential that I saw in myself, what I need. Like, when I'm like, man, I missed y'all. I'm glad I'm back talking to y'all. Well, it was hell on me them 2 weeks I wasn't here. I was mad when I overslept. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back to the video. But one of the lies, I took a nap, overslept, and I was like, I need to take some time off. But I was mad because I didn't get to talk to y'all. Because again, I get more out of that than for me. We've made it to a good spot in the life, but I get more out of that. And it goes back to the cargo van. Like, when I'm driving, I'm coming up with ideas, not just for my family, but I can help the fam talk about this or do this in this video. And it just be fun to me, because that's my potential. Your potential is going to be different. What you see is going to be different. And like we just said about the rates changing, about this changing, like, yes, we have to pay bills. We have to do that. But it's something about us as humans. We can have all the signs in front of us and we still ignore them. Because if it gets to a point that you're doing something for the wrong reasons, it won't. And I'm not saying that y'all are doing it for the wrong reason. That's not what I'm saying. If you're doing something for the wrong reasons, whatever it may be, it won't work out, because you didn't see the potential. You saw what was attached to the potential, if that makes sense. Like we said about my wife in daycare, nurses, they didn't see the potential of helping lives, saving lives in the hospital or the daycare, nurturing young lives as they get ready to develop and go to the next level. They didn't see the potential in what they were doing. They just saw the potential in the money that they would make. See what I'm saying? We get the potential misconstrued. Don't get me wrong. It's other factors, social media, the things we hear. I just wanted to say that basically what started all this is because y'all see your boy. I be moving. But that's because I enjoy it. This is what I do. This is how I'm built. This is how I'm wired. This is another reason for me to talk to y'all. We got another load. We go in here and here. Let me tell y'all and teach y'all what I learned. Or, man, you won't believe this funny thing I saw. Or another reason of this happened, and I get to pull this mental, personal development moment that I picked up in life, and I can pass it to you because that's my potential. But it does no good if your potential is tied to it for the wrong reason. I don't care what it is. It can be a cargo van, box truck, 18-wheel. It can be cooking. It can be cleaning. It can be taking care of kids. It could be working in the hospital. It can be the street sweeper. You'll be surprised. Think about and this is when I want y'all to let your inner kid come out. Let the inner kid come out. If the inner kid was inside of you, the one that saw the potential, that knew you first, that knew you best, would they say that you're doing something that is aligned with your potential? Because I know, for example, my youngest boy, 3, that boy with a garbage truck, you couldn't tell him nothing. Boy wanted garbage truck birthdays, wanted garbage truck. He would go out there and meet the garbage truck guy when he was picking up the trash. Think about the things you did as a kid. Like, that was showing who you were. That was your personality. But along the line, we got through off of that because people are like, who wants to be the garbage man? Garbage man only make this much. Who wants to do that? That's a nasty job. But who wants to do that? That's not a high fielding job. You're not in corporate. Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to sleep in a van. Nobody wants to drive over the road. You see what I'm saying? We let other things skew us away from our potential to the point where we don't even see the potential. We only see what the potential can do for us. And I don't want that for you. So how do we fix it? I have my ideas, but again, everybody's way is different. But before we talk about how do we fix it, I wanted to see, make sure I ain't missing no questions because y'all know me. Let's see. Where did I stop it? Okay, let's see. Jay Harv said, God is good. Went to Phillies D-box game today and sat next to 2 retired Air Force, and the conversation was great and very helpful, and it goes back to you, BG. What is meant for you, you should have. Yes. How about next to your wife while she has another phone? The first thing someone told me was get a second phone. That was strictly business. Just, I do have a second phone. Like most of the time, if you ever pay attention to the video, sometimes the video looking totally different because I might be talking on the phone because I got my headset on. Like I probably it's not about the recording. It's like if I'm driving and I'm talking, you wouldn't hear the other. Like I did the one video that one time where you can hear the person talking to me about the load. But if I'm driving, you wouldn't hear the person talking about the load because it's in my headset. Because when the headset's not on, yes, it can play through the rest of the car, but it gets hard to hear depending on if the road is bad, if it's bumpy. And we talking business. I want to hear these numbers, so it'd be in my ear. So I'd have to be literally sitting. If I'm at the house, the wife can record. That's not a problem. But it just has to be sitting there because I have to figure it out because it doesn't happen fast every time. Like sometimes I can be sitting there. I've been times I talk for 30 minutes and it popped up, and been times I talk for an hour. It's been times I've sat in for 4 to 6 hours trying to get a load. The load that I picked up in Atlanta, that's the Friday drop off, pick up Monday drop off in Justin, Texas tomorrow. That load, I dropped off the load at the airport. I got to the airport at 7, but by the time back and forth and everything, I had got out of there and got back to the hotel. It was about 8:30. From 8:30, and I didn't find that load until 2:30. So what's that? 6 hours? Because after I found the load, I had to drive like an hour or something. Because Atlanta's almost like Houston, an hour away from Atlanta's an hour away from Atlanta. And so I drove 2:30, and I didn't get to the load and all that till like 4 o'clock. By the time I found it, and I was sitting in the van, but I was talking back and forth on the phone with multiple people. So I would have to be starting, like sitting on the couch, and I would have to record it because I'm not making my wife do a bunch of stuff. So it's going to be a different type of edit. I kind of think I know how to go, but when I sit down and do it, I got you covered. I think I got an idea, but I have to be starting the journey. Let's see. Or did I miss something? Were you able to book good loads with a new authority at 90 days? Yes, but most of them going to be, because you'll be surprised. Most of them, in the beginning, it'll be the TQL, but they put most of the loads up anyway. But after you do certain ones, I guess mine was a little different because I was able to find the loads, but then certain people remembered me because, call and you do loads. I told you how to speak and talk, do business etiquette and all that stuff and business email etiquette. They just remember you. So they remember who you are because they attach phone numbers. Carrier 411, I think it is, a 511, one of the two, where they put the bad reviews. Well, obviously, also inside of the system, they put the good reviews with drivers, and it tracks your phone number. So when you call, because sometimes I'll call people, my phone number popped up, and they're like, "Is this Billy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is Billy." The load that I got now, it was another load that popped up from the same broker that was from Atlanta to Houston. I tried to get that, but his counterpart gave it to somebody else before I can get it while we were talking. And then when that load popped up and I sent them the email and I saw that I had already emailed them, I said, "Hey, I know we didn't get that Houston." Matter of fact, I'm just going to read it to y'all per se. I'm probably going to put it in the video too, just so y'all know, because this is since we're talking about it now, because all of this goes with potential. So one of my potentials, and I know y'all have it too. I understand this is not a shot at nobody, but I understand how to talk to people with like you got sense. You've heard people have conversations. It's like, who are they talking to? Like, why are they talk? Like, it's you talk to people like you got some sense. And so this load that I booked that I got right now, let's see, I can tell you. I told him I called him by hi so and so. I called him by his name, and I said, I know I missed out on the Atlanta to Houston load. Is this load still available? Which was the Houston to Justin, Texas. I was like, is this still available? Because I had already emailed him. If not, do you have anything else picking up in Atlanta? When I said that, he came back and he was like, this is what the load is. Sorry, we didn't get that one. I know you missed out on this one, but I can do this one. Can you do this rate? Yes. That was what I'm saying. Like that, it's all lined up with potential. But I promise you, you still can get good loads. Don't listen to what people are saying, because again, what's for you is for you. You just got to understand the blueprint of, and this is the comment I'm replying to. You got to understand the blueprint of getting it, which I'm going to make a video about that because I kind of hinted to it in another video. If you notice what keeps me moving, I keep telling y'all about the deadhead, the thing that most people say they wouldn't do. But if you notice them lows I was getting, I was dropping, go deadhead 140 miles, drop it, deadhead 170 miles. And I'm steady moving because I wasn't sitting there complaining, because I'm sitting in a major area. Because if you sit in a major area, it's hard to get the lows. But if you keep moving and moving and moving on the outskirts, you're going to find them. And when you're out there on the outskirts, some of them carrier companies, unless you just got some really, really bad, or you don't know how to have a conversation with a broker, that'll be like, nah, I'm not messing with you. But if you know how to have those conversations and do that with a professional way, they don't even care how old your MC is, because most of the time nobody's sitting right there ready to take that load. Like the load from Somerville to Atlanta, they told me they had been trying to get somebody to get that load for 45 minutes. All I did was pull up and refresh, and it popped right up. Is this about logistics? Yes, it is. It's a mixture of everything. Welcome. First of all, welcome. But normally with the lives, it's like a mixture of everything. So we're talking about logistics, but so let me break it down. So the videos, it helps depending on the video, whether it be cargo van specific. Then some videos are stuff to help your mindset shift. So personal development, because it's basically a personal and business development type page. But we all fam and we drop knowledge and share information to everybody. So yes, it's about logistics from that mainframe. But in order for you to connect the dots, you got to have a mental shift. It's like that with anything in life. So if I just say, pick a career, I don't know. If you say you want to be a doctor, there's certain mental shifts you got to take. If I just always talk doctor, a nurse, a hospital, and I never gave you the mental shift with it, you wouldn't handle the stuff that came along with the hospital. Same with logistics. If we only talked about rates, and miles, maintenance, when you do have that situation and the vehicle breaks down and you're looking at your money and it's tight and how I'm going to get out that situation, if you haven't built that mental toughness, mental awareness, mental emotional control and all that stuff to handle those situations, this business will run you into the ground. It really will. So you have to mix a little bit of both. So that's why it's like the conversation goes like this. What's up, fam? Hit me up. Rich, they asking, do you like Selectus? I want to sleep in a van so bad. G, do you think it's worth canceling my authority to run under another company that keeps loads? I ran into 3 people who says their insurance is cheaper and they are still making $2,000 a week without it. It's all up to you. That goes to, now this is the different type of potential. Do you see the potential in you growing the business? Do you see the potential in you running under others? That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about potential, because you have to see it. For me, I see the potential of me having that more freedom and flexibility and able to do more by me going to get the loads myself. I know in the beginning, it's that time frame that it kind of sucks because you're trying to figure it out and get it going until you find your groove and find even me, when I took the week or 2 off to get back in that groove, it's like, I got to find it. So I can only imagine what it's like when you're starting out and you're like, got to find that groove. That's why I always tell everybody, get gig apps, run under courier companies. I just say don't run exclusively under them, run non-exclusive so you can let your MC mature. Even if you do drop the even if they allow it, if they allow you to drop the coverage down to 300K versus having the mill, and you're still able to run under them and still be able to look at different boards, whether it's DAT, Selectors, Truck Stop, whatever. So you can start getting the feel of the navigation. Now, if it comes out and you're like, hey, I'm just going to stay under this company because I told you about the individual, him and his wife, they had a green Sprinter van, and I forgot the name of the company. They had been running them running with them from years, and they out of Washington. And so that's just what they wanted to do. They didn't want to have to deal with paperwork. They didn't want to have to look for nothing. They just wanted to see the United States, him and his wife staying there with their little dog. And they was traveling all over the place. And they say when they get ready to go home or they go out a month and a half, they just go back home. It's all up to you. It's what do you see the potential? The wife said she tried recording once, but we lost the load. That's what I'm saying. It takes time. I just got to figure out how to do it because it's a lot of information that's said, as y'all probably know, during that to like not have to meet a million edits and million beep and all that stuff to wherever you can still hit a conversation. Because I want you to hear the ones. I want you to, because we don't just show the greatness. We show when things are learning, because I don't take L's as losses. I take them as learning. So you'll see the ones where we call and we don't get to learn below, which is a learning lesson. And then until we get the right one, because I want y'all to really see it. It might be sped up in certain places, but I want you to be able to see it. Wasn't able to secure a pickup Friday, dropped Monday. Late Friday, I was able to secure 2 loads for pickup Monday, 1 local and the other heading to OKC. God demanded my faith and patience. I'm telling you, y'all. I'm glad y'all are saying this because I don't make me think I'm over here going crazy. I don't want new fam that's showing up. And this goes back to when you said it's the logistics. You see how, because we got a bunch of it. That's why I tell people to go back and watch videos, go back and watch lives. Because if you just jump in or just catching up to us now and just learning where we at, you might miss certain things. So that's why when you hear fam in here talking and the stuff they're saying, it kind of correlates with all the different videos going together, because it's just true. Just said, you wouldn't even see that potential in the business if we hadn't had the conversations, if we all hadn't shared our thoughts and what we've been through and picking up the knowledge as we go. You'll just be like, I give up on this. It ain't doing right. You don't see the potential in it. Big G, do you think what's happening with the trailer truck drivers could also impact Sprinter cargo vans? I do believe so. I believe everything is an impact, is just a ripple effect, and I believe certain ripple effects haven't made it to us yet. How would they go? I don't know. But remember a couple of videos, one video I told you why we were complaining about the rates instead of taking advantage of the opportunities, because this is a time where you're supposed to, instead of complaining like a lot of people do, take advantage of the opportunity, get the knowledge, build relationships. You seen fam talk about the different conventions that are coming up. Build those relationships, get those opportunities. That's why I talk about recording, regardless if you post it or if you show your face, because that's your resume. We've talked about this in all these videos in the past, because in order for you to see the potential, you got to also put the work in for the potential, if that makes sense. So this is the time, like we talked in other videos, no complaining, make your videos, put them, whether it be just a reel here and there, showing that you're moving something and showing your track record. So when no time comes, you handing out those business cards, they can see who you are. They know who you are. They have this understanding of who you are. That's all what it is. So yes, it's a ripple effect, but not saying that what we're doing over here is magic and gold, but the stuff that the fam and we all talk about and suggestions we make and comments and all that lives, when you piece it all together, all the knowledge that's in these rooms and in these groups, by the time it's all said and done, if something does happen with that ripple effect, you already built the resume so strong, you can walk in anywhere and say, hey, I can move your freight and I can get it there safely. Remember, I told you, the person that provides the solution is the one that gets paid. Yep, that's what they're saying. All about whether you want to work for yourself or someone else. But the more you work for them, the longer it will take you to aid your own. It's all about you. Deadheads are a necessary evil in this business. You'll be surprised, Pedro, how many people don't understand that. We get it over here. Is low one worth it? I have not used them. Fam, y'all let Robert know I haven't used them. They say Memphis was a major hub, but I still sat for 2 days. Keep in mind, Jamar, when you're in Memphis, think about the surrounding areas. That's what I was just saying. Don't think about the big city. That's what I was just saying. Like one of the loads that I picked up, I picked up a couple of loads. Olive Branch, Mississippi. I forgot the Batesville, Mississippi, where I took the load to, then deadheaded 140 some miles. So I forgot the other Mississippi. I can't think right now. That's the hub, but you're for us. Ours is around the hub. Like, for example, I tell you Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. But if you ever pay attention, most of my loads are never in Dallas. They're like Gainesville. I'm finna go to Justin, Texas. Like they're on the outskirts. Houston. I'm in Houston, but if you notice, I'm down in Pasadena, Conroe, like the outskirts. So Memphis is the hub, but it's the city for us. It's the cities around it. If you think about Atlanta, it's the cities around Atlanta, like the ones that 40, 50, 60, sometimes 100 miles out. If you notice and watch and talk to everybody that's picking up, the vast majority of us, they're either picking up or dropping off on the outskirts. It's very rare. It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but inside of the city, unless it's like the airport and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm be advocating when I tell you where I'm at. Like when I went to Oklahoma, I didn't go to Oklahoma City. I went to El Reno, Oklahoma, which is 25, 30 miles away from Oklahoma City. I say the city, that's what I'm saying when I don't foot stump, but I'm wanting and hoping to catch it. When I tell you the cities, it's so that, and I'm like, oh, it's outside of this. So some of you can go and look and be like, oh, that's right there. To start, like you can pin it. Like, okay, I see BG moving here and here and here, and he's picking up around the outskirts, so not right there, or like the neighborhood right outside the city. That's what I was trying to get y'all. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna try my best to keep reminding y'all and foot stumping it. I wish we had a place during the week when we cannot reach you as this fam to ask questions to each other. I hope me. So they told me what to do. I'm working on it. I got something for us. I just haven't set it up yet. My wife stays on me because she knows I juggle a lot. But I got some. Once I set it up, I just got to figure out. But once I know what it is, I'm going to set it up that way. Even when I'm moving, y'all still can talk to each other. And then when I'm mop stop or something like that, I can talk as well. Or I got something. Don't worry. I know what it is. I got you covered. Quick, I do. The problem with DAT and AC is not enough loads. The thing with selectors, you got to be a load to get signed up. If I'm signed up and the broker has, yep, that's true. Like the West Coast, that's the difference. That's why I told y'all about the circle. So outside of that circle, when you get to like, especially on the West Coast, the cities are too spread out. Like if you're leaving Los Angeles, yes, you might run into Ontario and all that. But once you start getting past that, the next city is all the way in Phoenix. It's like 300 some miles. You see what I'm saying? Like they're spread out. To leave out of Phoenix, you got little ones like Flagstaff and all that. But then to going towards Las Vegas, still 300 some miles. And it's like little stuff. It's not like over here inside of the circle where I just told you I can leave Olive Branch, Mississippi. And I got Memphis, and right there to Memphis, I got St. Louis. St. Louis is like right there by Kansas City, by you know what I'm saying? There's like 100, 200 miles. I got Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, 200 miles, but I got stuff in between. So that's where J Hall runs into his issues out in Phoenix. Okay, I can use some help here. They keep talking about my MC number, but when I got my DOT here in Kentucky, they told me an MC number was not needed. What are we talking about? Are you talking about the run for yourself? Or are you talking about running with a courier company? Like I know they keep saying, they told us this last year. We're going to see when October come about, is it the MC or the DLT? One of them is supposed to be going away, but it hasn't happened. It ain't on the books yet. But the DLT number allows you to run in-state. You need your MC number to get out of state, if that makes sense. I'm in Memphis now. We're going to find something new, something good tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. That's the mindset I want you to have. See the potential. That's what they're saying. You need the MC to give it 20 states. I'm playing catch up because I don't want to let y'all get out of here before I kill over everybody. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm putting this up here so I can remember it, Robert. You better be right. Del Sol and Laurel or Hattiesburg. I highly recommend them for food. I know that y'all saying this, but I'm putting this up here for myself because I'm gonna find the food. So I know when I'm at Hattiesburg, whereas I'm gonna go check it out. Let's see. Don't keep Rich. Don't keep the ceiling too long. Don't build an expectation. That goes back to potential. If you build that, that's the potential they're gonna mark you at, and that's where they're gonna keep you at. Yep, don't wait. Get the MC and mature. Get a one-on-one. Yeah, get the MC. I agree with that. The problem, G, I need to go home to South Carolina, so I tried to wait for something to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. They sent me things everywhere else. That goes back to what we are just talking about with the if you're gonna run with somebody or build it yourself. Because when you build it yourself, you get to dictate how you run it. Like, granted, I've done this a couple times. I know, and it takes time. I didn't do this in the beginning. Trust, y'all been watching your boy. I wasn't doing this in the beginning, but now I have picked up enough information and understanding that I know how to wrap myself to go from the house and come back home. I know if I want to be like, if I get, because like, for example, Friday, I could have picked up a load that was going to Illinois. I didn't want that load. I was like, I did enough damage, because granted, I did, in my mind, I did enough damage I can go home. It was because it wasn't about the money. It's a feeling to me. I told y'all, I'm like the Forrest Gump of this cargo van. 1 minute I'm driving, then I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to go home. Sometimes that feeling lasts a week. Sometimes it lasts 2 weeks. Sometimes it lasts 2 days. I go out there, I feel like going home. Sometimes, because that's what we had the video about, when do you force it? If y'all are paying attention to the lives and the videos, they all mean something. That's why I say the personal development, business development, like you said, fam, is just, if we're talking about logistics, I don't care how you put it. When you're talking something about entrepreneurship, solopreneur, or self-employed, personal development, business development goes hand in hand. You cannot build a successful business if your personal development is on the floor. And you cannot strive personally in life and take care of yourself and your family without a job in your business development, because business development doesn't mean just entrepreneurship. It also means working a 9 to 5. You got to grow with yourself. Like, it goes hand in hand. You're going to grow as a person. So that means your business side needs to grow. All of it needs to go hand in hand together. So yeah, that's why we talk so much, and that's how it goes like it is, because when I move, like week to week, like I did last time, I left out and I came back home. If I didn't want to come home, I would have went up to Illinois. But at the same time, I had done that's why I tell y'all my numbers. If I didn't do enough damage, or if I didn't not do enough damage, if I didn't find a load, I positioned myself that I was 2 tanks of gas away from the house. So I would have just went home. I had already made enough that $100 and some worth of gas, 120, 130, if that, wouldn't have bothered me. That's, I'm telling you, I don't know how to foot stump it, but we're gonna get it together. I got y'all, fam. I got y'all. How much do you spend for the hotels monthly? It ranges. I can say honestly, if I was just, because I'm not there for the whole month. Ballpark figure, roughly about 1,500, maybe about 1,500, if that. Because you got to think, I might be in hotels, but I've hit diamond in my category. So some hotels are 50 off, some nights are free. I got reward points. I run it up because me and my wife and family like taking vacation. So we use the reward points. All the times you see me take the wife somewhere, New Orleans, San Antonio, all in different places, we use reward points. I run it up for the reward points. So yeah, I don't even think it's 1,500 because I don't stay out the whole month. And if you knew, fam, I shoot high end on everything. It might be closer to 1,000, but I say 1,500 because I shoot high on everything when it comes to spending money. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. I used that like you told me, 300-mile deadhead, but nothing popped up. That's why I promise you, fam, I got you. I'm gonna I'm gonna figure it out soon. So give me, because I already got the load, so obviously I won't be doing it tomorrow unless something happens while I'm sitting in the van and I'm not moving. But I promise you, I got you. I know what to do. How do you maintain a healthy diet staying out of town in a hotel? So for me, I just talk for myself. I have smoothies during the day, boiled eggs, like the normal typical stuff. I have salads for dinner. I'm not gonna lie, I indulge. I eat the candy and stuff while I'm driving, depending on the length of I'm driving. Like if I got one of them straight shooters, it might be some unhealthy eating in there. Gonna be some M&Ms and stuff like that. And if it's the long one and I pass by Buc-ee's, your boy going to Buc-ee's. I noticed when you're loading the videos, I noticed the van look empty. Where are your clothes and what do you sleep on? So I have my clothes in my duffel bag, and my duffel bag is in the front passengers in the floor of the front passenger seat. With my backpack and all that stuff. Got an air mattress, so whenever I'm done, I roll it up, put it back up. So it's sitting there, but I don't know if y'all know what it looked like. It's sitting behind the van, behind the driver's seat. But I don't normally have to. So like, unless it's like those ones where I did the Mississippi to Mississippi when I deadheaded in Mississippi after dropping down in Batesville, and I only laid down for like a couple hours, blow up the air mattress, lay down, let the truck stop, and go to sleep. But other than that, it stays put up until I get to till I need it. Let's see, what's that? I'm playing catch up, fam. Catching up. Your joints motivate me to start logistics company 1 month now, waiting on my TWIC card. Hey, that TWIC card helps out. I used it twice this week. Y'all seen it. I went to the port on one of them. Not always the case. Some just don't want other brokers to know what they would pay out. That is true. I've showed you in that one video, the brokers like one put up 500, one put up 350. It's crazy. Like it sounds crazy, but once you start paying attention and talking to the different ones, because that's what a lot of people don't do. It's again, we just like to complain. Nobody shows the greatness. If you ever paid attention, the brokers are literally doing what we're doing. They're just doing it on their end. Because that's why we made the videos. The shippers aren't crazy, guys. I want y'all to understand this. They watch, this is their business too. Nobody wants to spend more money than they have to. We can complain about the brokers. We can complain about the drivers taking the money, but taking loads that you might think are less than what they should be. But nobody ever complains that it's the shipper. They know how much. Okay. Oh my goodness, we're going to go on this, and I'm not finna harp on this. We're going to stick business or stick life. Because remember, I told you, personal and business development, personal, professional business, whatever you want to call it, development goes hand in hand. Think about it like this. Take transportation out of it. We hear people complain on a regular basis how much they get paid for an hour. They hear people complaining about the new rules for this and that if I'm entrepreneurship. We hear people complain about what degrees to get when they go to school. And this degree, I got these many certificates and degrees, and I can't find a job because of X, Y, and Z. We hear people complain about all that stuff, left, right, bash each other like $20 is enough. There's no way I would work $10. Minimum wage needs to be raised up. We all beat each other and complain. Brokers, ship brokers, and drivers and dispatchers, we look just like this compared to everybody else in the world. But nobody ever sits back and says, you know what? We're beating each other up when we should be talking about the millionaires and billionaires that are at the top. We talk about what rates drivers would make. We talk about what rates the broker does, and the brokers are scamming us and screwing us over. Nobody ever thinks about those places we pull up, and y'all pull up to them just like I do. Them shippers that's in those multi-million-dollar businesses with stakeholders and everything else, and the CEOs making all this money. And you like, you mean to tell me? Don't get it wrong. I'm not in their pockets. I don't care. I just wanted y'all to say that part because we all talk about the same thing. And I want y'all to stop doing that because, again, that's how you miss your potential because you're bickering about the wrong thing. And I want y'all to get out of that. But I ain't going to go down that route. That was just, I think I caught up with everybody. I don't worry with you. We're going to bed too. I got to go get me that, drop this load off. So y'all be safe on that road, fam. Be safe. Making sure I didn't miss nobody else. But yeah. I'm about to get out of here myself because, I got that load. I got to get to Justin, Texas in the morning. So we got to get a quick relaxation and rest and sit with the wife and all that stuff. So, and the kids and all that. So, yeah, it was great. We're going to definitely pick this up. I think I'm going to extend this conversation in the next Sunday. I don't know how we're going to title it, but it's going to branch off onto that, or we might branch it off in the videos. Who knows? All I know is that those that got bags, be safe getting there. Those that got to pick up bags in the morning, I want y'all to be safe. Everybody be safe. But as always, don't go nowhere because we not started a practice over here and we ain't stopping it. So everybody, you know what to do. Close your eyes and bow your head. Lord God, we once again going to say thank you. It might have been a while since we've convened and come back to each other to be able to talk live and talk as a fam, but we thank you for taking care of us all and keeping us all safe in the past 2 weeks that we weren't able to commune together. We ask that you watch over us all, of those that are getting ready to leave out in the morning, those that are already on the road, those of us that are just getting the week started. Continue to watch over us and keep us all safe. Make it prosperous for all of us. Help us to see the potential, not just in ourselves, but in our ability to provide for our family and live the life that we know we need to live according to your name. I just ask these and many more blessings in your darling son, Jesus' name, especially the part about helping with potential. I ask these in your name. Amen. And just like that, fam, I want y'all to get y'all some rest. We're going to definitely pick this up. I know this was a little touchy tonight, and we probably ruffled some feathers, but we got together. It happens. It's part of growth. But yeah, it's time to get up out of here. I want all y'all to have a blessed night. We got to get busy this week. Don't know what we're going to do, but best believe as I find out what we do and get ready to do it, you're going to always be the first person I know. So y'all get some rest. Y'all stay blessed and have a great weekend, a great remainder of your weekend, great night going into the weekend and until the next video. Y'all stay blessed.